Many of you have asked, what does Black Lives mean? Well, we know what a life is, so you just need to know what does black mean. If I could define it, it'd simply be: black is beautiful, black is bold, black is powerful. Black is creative, courageous, and confident. Black is daring, driven, and intelligent. Black is fearless, focused, and ambitious. Black is resilient, relentless, and determined. To be black is to be human. This is why we march. This is why we believe. This is why we fight. This is why Black Lives Matter.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Bluz, and we are back with Act Now, Act 2. And shout out to Asa Kryst. Man, that opening. That's how you open a show. The imagery and the power of what was going on. Thank you, Asa. And we will see more of Asa down the line in the show, I promise you. But this is Act Now, Act 2. If you weren't here last time, it's okay. Last time you missed some amazing poetry, dancers, MCs, singers, painters, filmmakers, whatever. A lot of things that you missed. But it's okay, because you can go back and watch another time. But today will be no different. So you still win today. It is going to be amazing, amazing work. If you don't know what's happening, Act Now is a response call from our creatives around the surrounding area in response to what was happening in the city and across the country with social injustice and police violence, and you name the thing, that's what we responded to, right? With our creative power. Created by Boom Charlotte, along with The Roll Up, Charlotte is Creative, and Black Market Charlotte. These four came together and said, listen, let's put together a show that can impact the world. And that's what they did. And had a little help. Shouts out to the Knight Foundation, Reemprise Fund, Foundation of the Carolinas, United Way, the Arts and Science Council, and the North Carolina Arts Council. Thank you so much for helping put money in folks' pockets and making this happen. So we appreciate that. Y'all, listen. This lineup for Act 2, listen, we've got Curt, Keyz, and Art of Andoy coming together. We have Sloan Pearson, Alexa Smith, and Chanel Blanchett. All right, off gate. We're starting this thing off gate, high bar. I love it. You're going to love it. So you already know what to do. Go ahead and get your watch party started. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, hey, listen, you should tune in right now. Get ready to donate a little bit, but for the most part, I want you to donate all your feeling, all your energy, all your attention to what's about to happen right now. Are you ready? Are you sure? Because here we go. Get comfortable. This is Act 2 of Act Now.
What is the that you heard Travis might say prior to Case arriving after the sale? Yes, Mr. Bryan said that after the shooting took place, before police arrival on the street, already was on the ground, Travis Michael made a statement, fucking nigger.
They're gonna catch me if I fall. They're gonna kill me if I talk. It doesn't matter how big or strong. Yeah. They're gonna think my color's wrong. Why can't they see my humanity? You can't give me the love I need. It's their pleasure to hate on me. Where is the remedy? Oh yeah, but I keep on running for my life. Yeah. They gon' catch me if I fall here. They gon' kill me if I don't. It doesn't matter how big or strong. They gon' think my color's wrong, yeah. Why can't they see my humanity? Why can't you give me the love I need? It's their pleasure to hate on me. Oh yeah. What is that? What's the remedy? Yeah, I keep on running for my lane. Yeah, I keep on running for my life, for my life, running for my life. Oh, can't stop running. I can't stop running. Won't stop running. Running for my life. 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 Running for my life, 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 running for my
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
When they see us, they don't see us. When they see us, they don't see our unique magic or joy. When they see us, they don't see the soul that lies under our rich melanin layers. When they see us, they don't see that our lives matter. But when I see us, I see royalty. I see Nubian kings and queens who deserve thrones. When I see us, I see our rhythm, our culture, our style, every kink and coil, lock and twist, flowing from every hue of chocolate. When I see us, I see our hurt, our pain, and our anger, fueled by sadness and mourning. When I see us, I see what they didn't see in the eyes of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and countless others. When I see us, I wish they would see what I see.
Scroll, 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 roll eyes. I don't know how to make my anger matter when they scroll, avoid my rage, my grief, my words, my soul. Just black spots to those who don't see me as human, don't see my people as beings. They see skin, melanated, other, opinionated, inconvenient matter, physical objects that take up space, objects to move with unstoppable force, and things to put under pressure, and heated eyes to melt us into something new and more malleable. We're not seen as valuable because what they don't see is the spirit. The bones broken with generations of trauma in the marrow, but brown hands taking fractured shards that we dare, we fight to build into stronger systems with hearts beating and muscles straining. They don't see that it's draining, pushing 2 times as hard to exist in the same spaces as pale faces, every muscle reluctantly trained for the constant burn, and blood circulating from a heart that beats like a being but is heavier from seeing systemic homicidal bloodletting on scroll bodies. They scroll by matter they consume, making meals of digital feeds till blue light strain closes each insta feed fatigued eye. But I am tired. We are tired of seeing blood forcibly spilled on streets and slumbering bed sheets and in car seats, and our heart beats stop. Lives don't matter when they're only seen as inconvenient matter, as dark objects to control and fix instead of being allowed to exist. We just want to exist and breathe and sleep and dream. Even when those things mean we challenge what they think we should be. Under these conditions, under their positions, we get to definitely, maybe, probably breathe if we show their kind of allegiance, defend their policies, play their games. So with compressed lungs, we sing songs, melodies of soul that become theirs, usurped, reinterpreted to pale visions that appear in more check lines and prime times than melanated minds could, so that we can dance to their tunes. They want us to shuck and jive instead of march and kneel because they want to bring us to heel like we are dogs. except they'd never treat dogs, man's best friend, their children, like they treat us. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Stop. Camera roll on big eyes in dark places and close-ups on sad faces with dirty matted hair in the arms of an angel. There is no debate that those bodies, sympathetically framed on late-night commercial screens, are seen as worthy. I wonder if we made pleas like these, could we please be given tears for our lives too? And be invited into their homes and talked to with understanding and treated with compassion and be worthy of abandoning superior comfort for, so that we can be alive and thrive. Because if we only matter when we're dead, then what's the point? If they only know our names when we're a hashtag, see the value in our being when it's bullet-ridden and breathless, listen when we're saying words that they don't need to think about, and feel sympathy when we're screaming in the face of death. I don't know. I don't know how to get them to respect my existence as a whole, Black, three-dimensional human, if it's more comfortable for them to see me as a two-dimensional chalk outline. I am raging and grieving and speaking, and my soul is shattering. And brown hands like mine are cut from piecing ourselves back together as the world scrolls. But I am breathing. Black existence is activism. I am breathing, and I matter. Black lives matter. Period.
I told you it was about to be amazing. I told you it was going to be dope. I said that. I said this. And it was. We started off with Keyz. The song is called Running. Keyz is like a Stevie Wonder meets Brian McKnight with some Southern charm, right? Simply amazing, brother. And then we had Art of Andoy. Alan Carey. I'm sorry, Alan, if I messed your name up. But Alan is a BIPOC queer artist out of Seattle, Washington, and the piece was called Melanated Voices. Brought those two things together to make something super amazing. Then we had Sloan Pearson. The piece was called Can You Feel Me? It was created as a call to action through amplifying the emotionality behind the traumas that Black people have been experiencing in America. That's right. Got that, didn't I? And then we had Alexa Smith, 19 years old, and already using her voice and her art to activate and create activism from not just here in our space, but in her hometown. So she's a student at A&T. I see you Aggies out there doing her thing. So shouts out to Alexa Smith, 19 years old. And then we had Chanel Blanchett, Live Matter. And it's a raw, vulnerable perspective on the moment of racial reckoning and an exploration of what it means to make art in quarantine. That's right, I can read a little bit. But all four of those artists crushed it, right? I said four when there was four. Man, so much happening that I can't even get the numbers right. But y'all saw what happened, right? Y'all saw what went down. So that's all that counts. Don't worry about me. I'm just doing my hosting job. Listen, we're going to keep going, though, because we have more to come. Let me check my lineup. Y'all, to see what's really popping. Oh, listen. It's about to get a little bit better. Are you ready? I hope you are. We got Carey J. King about to get down. We've got Soulganic and Antoine Williams about to get down. If you don't know nothing about these two, you're finna find out. Then we got Cynthia Allison about to do what she do. And then we got the amazing spoken word of Jay Ward. So that's Carey J. King, Soulganic and Antoine Williams, Cynthia Allison, and Jay Ward. Good. Woo! It's about to be a really dope second part of Act 2. Act Now. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Okay. Sit back. Relax. Get the watch party started if you just got here, because here we...
No justice! No peace! No justice! No Hands up. Can't breathe. Don't shoot me. Uptight citizens say it's justified. We'll keep marching on to turn the tide. And if we apologize, will it stop the fight? You say love remains. We're tired of waiting. We'll hunt the moon until it comes again. This is no new truth, it's reality defined. Need you to hear us crying, and it's a bitter pill to take. It's conquest law as the world scrolling by, controlled by fear and chasing likes. And if you apologize, will it stop the fight? You say love remains. We're tired of waiting. We'll hunt the moon until it comes again. It's every man for himself, and the devil for them all. With every man ready to die for the illusion of liberty. You see, love remains. We're tired of waiting.
Merriam-Webster defines injustice as an absence of justice, violations of right or of the rights of another, unfairness, wrong. Injustice is prevalent every day. If you look around, brown and black faces are oftentimes encountered with varying degrees of injustice. When walking down the street, speaking their minds, or just simply being, injustice prevails. But it doesn't always have to. We can stand together, we can march together, we can fight together. Fight not violently, but fight with our efforts. Fight by changing, fight by learning, fight by growing together in unity.
Forever, a protest is just a run-on sentence, written without hands or gods, and never stems from the march-turned waterfall of bodies pouring over a police car like wanton flame. Notice, none of the news outlets refer to these folk as animals, or thugs, or degenerates, and no one says the aftermath makes it hard to take their protest seriously, because really, they were just expressing themselves after their football team lost, or their soccer team won, or a statue came down. And who even wrote the sentence, if we are speaking legalities, when elsewhere a man walking backwards is a threat? Ralph Ellison's gun is a threat. Every shroud that names us exaggeration is the body cam footage finally released, but only partial. So Fox News quotes Rodney King instead of Martin Luther King. Can't we all just get along? And maybe they don't know what King actually said was a riot is the language of the unheard, because they were too busy not hearing it. While the boy died, or the girl was kicked, or they both died twice, buried by stacks of resistant limbs, because justice is irresistible. My question is, if Trump says bad cops are human and make mistakes too, and then a cop in the sky is quoted as saying the guy with his hands up looks like a bad dude, and later a white supremacist is taken alive and to Burger King after killing everyone in the church, are we praying to heaven or feeding an idol? Or maybe the question is, how do we do this so it makes sense? Stops when it's supposed to. Why do we have to break rules in the name of clarity just to be scolded for use of particular grammar? Notice, my hand is not in this. The ink keeps moving on its own, red and indelible. Notice how tiring it can be, not seeing color. We see blood and you see black. We see protest and you see black words. We see poetics and you see a ceaseless volley that pains the ears but goes unheard, becomes an Exodus labeled beast, meaning it's easier to focus on words than injustice, broken windows than oppression, meaning if it exposes you as the problem and you yelp, and I misquote King, a hit dog will holler, or I misquote God, we will tire out if we don't win the race for life. Then, and then, and then, and only then I will stand on a street corner in my Sunday best, screaming all the scarlet text at apathetic passers-by. Who wrote this poem but you? Who but the zealot who scribes himself holy?
Whew. I'm telling you, it's oh my gosh, it's so impactful, right? My heart can't take it. My heart's like, oh, it's too much, but it's not. The sadness, the happiness, the pain, the joy, all of it is what we need. The feels, right? We need the feels. We need to have all of that stirring up in our soul and make sure that we know that we are alive and we are a part of what's happening. So shouts out to Carey J. King. The piece was called Black Life Matters, a message from the people. As a black man, as a native of Charlotte, he felt that it was his responsibility to document and help tell the stories of his people, my people, our people, the people, right? Then we had Soulganic and Antoine Williams. The song was called Hunt the Moon, and the images of Antoine Williams mixed with the words and the power and the music of that song. it's so on time, right? Remember we saw Jason Jett in Act 1, how he's so on time with what he presents. Same thing with Soulganic. Shouts out to Anthony Rodriguez and beautiful songwriter, and Antoine Williams with the images. It's so on time, right? And bringing out all of our emotions, however we feel about it. And we need to be honest to how we feel about things. And that's when we move to Cynthia, Allison, and Sign of the Times. Her images, incredible. Sign of the Times. It's so on point as to what things are happening now, how they are happening now is a sign of the times. So shouts out to her. And then Jay Ward. Jay Ward is a world champ, literally a world champ at spoken word, and is here from Charlotte, North Carolina. His words are always amazing, gripping, taking you to a place and perspective, right? Always offering a different perspective on how you see the world. And that's what we always need right now. Different perspective on how we see the world and how the world sees us. And we respond, because that's what we're doing. We're acting now. Guess what? Not done. Not done. I'm checking my list here. And listen. Remember at the top of the show, we saw that amazing video by Asa Kryst, giving you some more. So we're going to come back with Asa Kryst. Then we're going to have Mufuka Works. Listen, this is the part of the show where you probably need to stretch and be like, cuz you about to get into it, right? You about to get into it with Mufuka Works. And then we have D'Angelo, Dia, and HNin. An amazing spoken word piece shot so beautifully. I can't wait till y'all see it. I can't wait to hear it, right? See it, hear it, feel it. Are you ready to see it, to hear it, to feel it, stretch out, but get comfortable? Whatever you need to do, because here we go.
That could have been Breonna Taylor. That could have been Rodney King. Your cousins. Could have been Trayvon Martin. That's what this is about.
People like me. People who aren't a part of the Black experience. Like, I have a different experience. I am half white and I am half Hispanic. I didn't fit in with the white kids because I was too brown, but I didn't speak Spanish, so I didn't fit in with them either. So every single person has a different experience than you. So you need to listen to the hardship and the struggle that everyone has experienced, because they're not your own. Your life and your experience is not that experience of the world.
And I'm going to go with faith. You can do since a little kid that I am an advocate. I think we're all advocates, but like for me, it was really evident that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And during this time, everybody has called on me. This is the first time I'm having transparent conversations with the school that I teach at, the ballet company that I work with, and all kinds of inclusive diversity conversations. And what made me realize is that I was revisiting trauma. And I needed to, every single conversation I was having, I was being asked a lot. How are you feeling? What's going on? What is your Black experience? And I had to sit in a platform like the little Zoom and tell my story in hopes that people hear my story, it's there to heal. But then I was like, you know what? I've been doing the work. It's time for y'all. It's time for white people. You need to do the work. Like,
I feel like I'm gonna have to teach my kids the same thing when I get older. It's gonna be a thing for a while because these racist people, they're teaching their kids the same thing, and that's how they're growing up. So this is what I have to do.
Because my daughter is 5. I wish I didn't have to have that conversation with her at 5, but I had to. Be aware.
I feel as if at this juncture, as a Black Hispanic man, Puerto Rican and Southern Black is my heritage. I mean, I have people buried not far from here that go back to slavery days on the Turnbull plantation. And so I can trace my heritage back that far. So I can say at this point, where I am since March, all this really started hitting us real hard. I processed a lot of information. In a surreal age, where nobody ever thought that this would be necessary in order to protect ourselves. And so as a Black Hispanic man, what I have to do is sit down calmly and think about what I can do, not just for my own family, but what I might be able to do to help the overall situation with the tools that I have. And one of the tools that I have is this drum and the stage to go ahead and make a change, a significant change in overall society. Well, then I've done something very well. I've used the tool.
To add something to what you were saying, so overall, I feel like now more than ever, it's important that, instead of banding against what's coming against us, it's like we need to band together as a community. As well, like that's something Danielle said, I struggled with also growing up, how you said how you were too tan to be in the white community, but you didn't speak Spanish, you come to the Hispanic community, because then where do you stand? Where do I stand? So I think, as like you were saying, how we can't let somebody else come in, and we need to arm ourselves with each other as well, because one person or a couple people can do some damage. But if you have hundreds or thousands of people with a message that you can send out, then that's going to work way better. Listen to that. I shouldn't have people I work with only. That's the only diversity that I see. I should have in my household white people coming over, Black people coming over, Hispanics coming over, all kinds of people, because I'm also raising children. And not allow the world to segregate my own self. I do cope with that. I'm going to end with Asa, and I'm going to end with 2 quotes that came to me. When you know better, do better, by Maya Angelou. And art imitates life. Asa? Asa.
I can't lie. I wasn't ready for another young black man to enter the gates of young black man heaven by way of profile projectiles popping off like it was natural, perhaps even traditional. I was still stuck on little Bobby Hutton, Fred and Mark, and all of the conspiracy theories for Medgar, Malcolm, and Martin. I was still stuck in turnpipes where bullets blazed through afros and Black Power subliminal threats, but there were no berets, banners, or bomb threats, just young, black, and unarmed. I can't help but to picture Willie, Jim, and Sam all grinning at the continual onslaught of black skin, but more so the thought that I had assumed that we'd gotten somewhere. You see, the more things change, the more they simply stay the same. Catch 22s, catch 44s, catch 45s, catching hell like always, walking to the store, reaching for your passport, playing with your kids, sleeping in your bed, worshiping at your church. But this not Syria. This ain't Damascus, y'all. It's down south or up north or out west, and we're still arguing about our humanity in the midst of every political administration. And I'm stuck wondering, was the Obama era just another experiment like Jack Johnson in Germany testing the endurance of a Negro? They say race doesn't matter anymore. And while I'm digging the class struggle, I'm counting too many black brothers under white covers with white chalk lines, singing song lines like what's going on. We know damn well what it is. We're just waiting for the rest of the world to admit it, hopefully, before another brother hits the pavement. My hands are up. I'm unarmed. I can't breathe. It's a passport, it's a book, it's a Bible. My hands are up. I'm unarmed. I can't breathe. It's a passport, it's a book, it's a Bible. My pain speaks to me. Like voices in an insane asylum, like voices in an insane asylum, like voices in an insane asylum. Or a little child's imaginary friend. It reminds me that I'm real and that I'm still currently human. My pain has this bi-curious way of reaching deep into my spirit and uprooting the venomous strife like one does to old weeds corrupting a beautiful garden. And then again, it has a way of tormenting me with the memories of my past, projecting my life story before my eyes, as if it's a Paramount feature film, and I'm the only Negro in the audience wearing 3D glasses. And then again, it has a way of thrilling me by injecting adrenaline in my veins, pumping life in and out of my heart. Oh yes, my pain does that sometimes. I feel the pain piercing like light does tonight, never becoming polluted, always infinite. I'm abducted from my body and taken away to feel the pain of ages. From Vietnam to Watts riots, from Hurricane Katrina to the war in Iraq, from Ibrahim out of BC to Keith Lamont Scott. So as I stand here, spitting poetic words about love, pain, and forgiveness, how can I clearly say that I'm a human being experiencing spirituality, or that I'm a spirit experiencing these awful flesh tombs we consider bodies? But what is revolutionary love, pain, and forgiveness? For some, it is a numbness, a nothingness. Perhaps it's like being a bubble trapped inside of an ice cube. You're simply waiting for time to melt it away. Or better yet, it's like being trapped in quicksand. Once you're in it, you're in it. So why struggle or why fight? Because the more you struggle, the more you fight, the deeper some critic pushes you into the abyss. This love, this pain, this forgiveness is like that of an hourglass, and all I know for sure is that someone keeps flipping that hourglass, because this love keeps pouring, this pain keeps pouring, this forgiveness keeps pouring. So all I can clearly say to myself, and all I can clearly say to others, my hands are up, I'm unarmed, I can't breathe. It's a passport, it's a book, it's a Bible. My hands are up. I'm unarmed. I can't breathe. It's a passport, it's a book, it's a Bible. My hands are up.
Y'all, amazing work. Again, I know I keep using the word amazing because it is. Shouts out to Asa Kryst, giving us images at the top, the top of the show. But now, again, coming back, documenting where we are in our moments, and capturing the essence of everything that was happening right then and there. Amazing work, amazing work, amazing work. And then we have Mufuka Works. If you've never seen a Mufuka Works production, like in real life, I challenge you to go when you can. Like, we get back into spaces, but they always manage to be in spaces that aren't traditionally for dance. So they could be anywhere, on the street, wherever you see them. They take dance and messages and combine them in such a way that you feel them and you feel engaged to the point where you want to move and be a part of what's going on. So shouts out to Mufuka Works every single time they kill it. And then we had D'Angelo Dia and HNin D'Angelo wrote this piece in 2016, right? In response to the Keith Lamont Scott shooting. 2016. The fact that it's still relevant is an indictment of where we are and the progress that we have or have not made, right? The fact that his words are still relevant is shocking and saddening, but they are powerful. And words like that should stand the test of time, and they do. So thank you, D'Angelo, for the amazing work. HNin on the visuals. The eye is so keen, capturing the words and the image and giving us the atmosphere and essence. Listen, everything here today was so amazing. Y'all, I can't tell you enough. So before we get out of here, we got one more, but I want to send some thank yous out. Thank you to Black Market Charlotte. Thank you to The Roll Up. And thank you to Charlotte is Creative. And of course, the good folks at Boom. Y'all came together and put together another dope show. And we got a shout out to our funders for the funds. We got to say thank you to the Reemprise Fund, Knight Foundation, the United Way, Foundation of the Carolinas, the Arts and Science Council, and the North Carolina Arts Council. Thank you guys so much for putting up the bucks to make sure that we can get this done. And if you want to put up some bucks, go to boomcharlotte.org/donate. I believe that's it, or charlotteboom.org. Either way, the link should be up there. You should see that so you can donate. Please do. Please help us help these artists and help so we can keep creating events like this. So everything counts. Everything counts. Saying all that, I want to say thank you to the artists who participated today. So we got to shout out Carey J. King. We got to shout out Curt, Keyz, and Art of Andoy. We got to shout out Sloan Pearson, Alexis Smith, Janelle Blanchett, Antoine Williams and Soulganic, Jay Ward, Cynthia Allison, Mufuka Works, Asa Kryst, D'Angelo Dia, and HNin, and of course, our very own Marcus Kiser. Thank you, Marcus, for providing these visuals. Like I said, we've got one more to go, and it's dope. Sadie Woods is a Black woman DJ who put together this piece called It Was a Rebellion. It's 8 minutes and 46 seconds long. Understand what that means. 8 minutes and 46 seconds long. It's a piece that gives us Black speeches, Black music, and just powerful Black voices and sound to remind us of who we are and where we are. Sadie put this thing together. So that's how we're gonna close out. That's how you close out a show. So I want you to take care of yourself. Remember to keep rising, keep fighting, reflect on the sounds you're hearing from Sadie Woods right now. And then when the time is right, I want you to act now. Ladies and gentlemen, Sadie Woods. I'm gonna see y'all next time.
In the 1960s, Roosevelt Road was considered the business strip for the west side of Chicago. Here in North Lawndale, there were stores and shops and businesses all along the street. But April 5th, 1968, the day after Martin Luther King was slain, this strip just went up in flames.
Those who took part in this violent tribute seized upon the assassination of their non-violent leader to express what they described as righteous indignation. It took the form of retaliation against the establishments and white storekeepers in the ghetto. It began with a broken window. Then looters, like swarms of vultures, picked through merchandise, taking what they could carry. Finally, a well-aimed Molotov cocktail, and the pattern was set. Smash, loot, burn. A gay, carnival-like atmosphere prevailed. This was the one tribute Dr. King would not have wanted.
Let me say, as I've always said, a riot is the language of the unheard. What is it that America has failed to hear? Failed to hear that the plight of the Negro poor has worsened over the last few years. It failed to hear that the promises of freedom and justice have not been met. It has failed to hear that large segment of white society are more concerned about tranquility and the status quo than about justice, equality, and humanity. So in a real sense, our nation's summers of riots are caused by our nation's winters of delay. As long as America postpones justice, we stand in position.
Ain't gonna let nobody can't let them turn me around, Lord. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I just keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land.
Cannot afford to be individuals in this country. We do not exist as individuals in this country. We must begin to hammer out an ideology of revolutionary nationalism.
It was not just a riot or just a breakdown of law and order, as the media still call it. It was a rebellion. It was a rebellion. It was a rebellion.
It's nation time to get together. Time to be one strong, fast black energy space. One pulsating, positive magnetism rising. Time to come together in unity, unified for nation time. It's nation time. It's nation time. It's nation time. Chant with bells and bells. It's nation time. It's nation time. Get up, Santa Claus. Get up, Brother Wilkins. Get up, Santa Claus. Get up, Santa Claus. Get up, Santa Claus. It's nation time.
Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges, but somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right.
Have you ever stood in the darkness of night, screaming silently, you're a man? Have you ever hoped that a time would come when your voice could be heard in a noonday sun? Have you waited so long till your unheard song has stripped away your very soul? So you believe it, my friend, that this silence can end. We'll just have to get guns and be men.
The police in our community occupy our area, our community, as a foreign troop occupies territory. And so it's very apparent that the police are only in our community, not for our security, but the security of the business owners in the community, and also to see that the status quo is kept intact.
The hottest places in hell are reserved for those who, in a period of moral crisis, maintain their neutrality. There comes a time when silence is betrayal.
It's just a bad situation. Call it what you want. It's just a concrete mess. CLT.